Let me tell you something real, something most people never understand until life hits them hard. Happiness is a discipline. It's not luck. It's not random. It's not tied to your bank account, the weather, or how people treat you. Happiness is a choice you fight for every single day, especially when life turns its back on you. The world will not hand you joy on a silver platter. It expects you to get up and claim it. Every morning, before you even touch your phone, you face a decision. Will you control your attitude or let your circumstances control it for you? And that decision decides everything. A weak mind waits for things to get easy. A strong mind creates strength inside the storm. When life gets hard, the lazy mind looks for pity, but the powerful mind looks for purpose. Remember this, pain is a signal, not a life sentence. The moment you allow outside chaos to dictate your inner world, you lose your power. And when you lose your power, you lose your peace. Strength isn't built in comfort. Strength is forged in the fire, when you're tired, hurting, and ready to quit. If you wait for life to get better before you decide to be happy, you'll be waiting forever. Stop waiting. Start becoming. There will be days you feel broken, days where joy feels like a foreign language. But listen, those are the days that define you. Anybody can smile when the sun is out, but it takes a warrior to smile in the dark. You want peace? Build it brick by brick when no one sees you. You want joy? Create it when the world says you shouldn't have it. That's resilience. That's power. You don't need permission to be happy. You don't need life to be fair. What you need are standards, high emotional and mental standards. Standards that say, no matter what comes, I rise. Not because life is easy, but because your mind is trained to rise anyway. The moment you let someone else decide your joy, you hand them the keys to your soul. Take them back. You control what lives in your head. You control what runs through your heart. Stop feeding your pain. Start feeding your vision. Talk like someone with power. Think like someone with purpose. Walk like someone who knows happiness isn't an accident. It's an act of will. Every morning speak it. Today I choose strength. Today I choose joy. Today I rise. Say it until your spirit obeys it. Say it until your attitude becomes unbreakable. Life doesn't get easier, you get stronger. And strength isn't built through motivation, it's built through mastery over your emotions. The moment you let feelings run your life, you hand over the steering wheel. And let me tell you, emotions are terrible drivers. Napoleon Hill said the greatest victory a person can win is the victory over their own mind. That means this, you're not here to kneel to your moods, you're here to lead them. You don't get to say, I don't feel like it, when your mission is on the line. You don't get to shrink when pressure shows up. Pressure isn't your enemy, it's your proving ground. When your emotions start running wild, anxiety, doubt, frustration, your job is to stop the chaos, take a breath and declare, I'm in charge here. Not the fear, not the pain, not the past. You, your decisions, your standards, your focus, these shape your destiny, not your feelings. Stop renting space in your mind to weakness. Stop letting doubt have a vote in your future. You're the captain, not the passenger. Every morning you wake up, there's a mental war happening before your feet touch the floor. Your comfort is pulling you one way, your purpose the other. The question is, who wins? If you don't take control, life will control you. If you don't build the day will break you. You don't wait for motivation, you command your state. Train your thoughts like soldiers. Your mind is a battlefield and your thoughts are soldiers. If you don't give them orders, they will run wild. And wild thoughts never lead to peace. They lead to chaos, confusion, and emotional exhaustion. People think their feelings come from reality, but most feelings come from undisciplined thinking. One negative thought repeated becomes a belief. One belief becomes a habit. One habit becomes your identity. Your emotional state is not a mystery, it is a mirror. It reflects what you've been thinking, feeding, and allowing. If your mind is full of fear, your world feels dangerous. If your mind is full of doubt, your world feels stuck. But if your mind is full of clarity and intention, you become strong in places others collapse. So you must become the gatekeeper of your mind. Not every thought deserves to stay. Some thoughts are thieves, stealing your confidence, your future, your peace. Stand at the door of your mind and ask every thought, who sent you? Do you serve my purpose or do you weaken my focus? If a thought doesn't build you, it has no right to stay. Mastering your thoughts doesn't mean avoiding dark ones. It means refusing to let them lead. You interrupt the pattern. You replace the lie with truth. You think consciously, not casually. This is the silent work that changes everything. Here's the truth most people avoid. No one is coming to save you. Not your friends, not your family, not the world. You may get support and encouragement, but climbing out of your lowest places is on you. Misery doesn't fade on its own. It grows roots when ignored. The longer you wait for someone else to pull you out, the deeper those roots grow. No one truly knows your heavy nights, your silent battles, or the thoughts you fight alone. So stop waiting for a rescue. The only person qualified to save you is you. Happiness, peace, and strength aren't gifts, they're responsibilities. They belong to the one who finally says, "I'm done staying here." People who change their lives don't do it because things get easier. They change because they say enough. Enough excuses. Enough waiting for someone else to fix what's happening inside. Your pain may not be your fault, but healing is your responsibility. Start with one action. Speak truth to your fears. Cut the excuses that protect your comfort zone. Silence the noise feeding your doubt. You don't need perfect answers. You just need to begin. Self-rescue isn't dramatic. It's daily. It's choosing growth when you'd rather numb the pain. It's stepping forward even when it hurts. No one will enter your mind and fight your battles, but you can. And it starts the moment you decide to take your life back. Adversity isn't here to break you. It's here to build you. Life will test you. It will strip away comfort, illusions, and excuses. It will put you face to face with the weakest parts of yourself, not because life hates you, but because life wants to strengthen you. People waste their pain by complaining about it. They say, "Why me?" They forget adversity visits everyone, but only a few use it. Adversity is not personal, it's purposeful. And it's asking you one question: how strong are you willing to become? You don't need to enjoy the pain. You don't need to pretend you're not hurting. But you do need to refuse to be defined by it. When the world hits you, respond with purpose, not panic. Respond with clarity, not chaos. Respond with joy, not because the fight is pleasant, but because you love who you become when you face it. The strongest people you know aren't lucky. They're consistent. They turn every hit into focus, every delay into patience, every setback into training. Adversity exposes you, but it also expands you. The version of you that can't handle pressure, that version must die. The version of you that rises inside storms, that version must be built. When adversity shows up, don't shrink. Stand tall. Say, "Good, now I rise." The world expects you to break. Shock it by becoming unshakable. People think happiness comes from the perfect day or perfect mood, but the truth is simple. Happiness is built through discipline, especially on the days you don't feel like it. Discipline lifts you when your emotions drop you. It moves you when motivation disappears. It keeps you alive inside when life tries to break you. Most people collapse under pressure not because they lack talent, but because they lack self-command. They wait to feel good. They wait for inspiration. They wait for life to get easier. But the ones who win don't wait. They act. They choose what's right over what's comfortable. Every time you stay focused, honest, and say no to weakness, you build respect for yourself. That respect creates real peace. The kind that stays even when life gets tough, because you know, I can rely on myself. When life hits you, discipline gets you back up. It's the voice that says, "This hurts, but we move anyway." That voice isn't born overnight. It's built through small daily choices and small daily victories. Discipline creates happiness because discipline creates identity, a strong, confident identity that doesn't crumble when circumstances change. And that's the kind of happiness no one can steal. No external force has the power to control your inner world unless you hand that power away. Not rejection, not failure, not loss, not criticism, not betrayal. The moment you say, "They made me angry," or "That ruined my day," you're giving away the only true power you have, the power of choice. Choice is sacred. It's the control center of your life. Life will always send storms, but storms don't decide your direction. Your choices do. Napoleon Hill taught that your greatest asset is not money, talent, or luck. It's the ability to choose what you think, choose what you believe, and choose who you become. You can't always control pain, but you can control the perspective you attach to it. You can't always stop problems, but you can choose the meaning you give them. And meaning changes everything. A setback can mean I'm failing, or it can mean I'm being sharpened. A loss can mean life is unfair, or it can mean this is training. Same event, different interpretation, different destiny. When you anchor your identity in clarity, not emotion, not fear, not doubt, you become untouchable. You stop being a victim of circumstance and start becoming a commander of your own reality. That's the power of choice. It builds the life you want, or it reinforces the life you hate. So choose wisely, choose consciously, choose powerfully, and choose every single day. You are not your environment, your doubts, or your feelings. You are the one who observes them, directs them, and chooses what to amplify and what to ignore. But if you don't choose your state, your environment will choose it for you. The world will hand you fear, noise, distraction. And if you're not intentional, you'll absorb it. No storm has the right to control your stillness. No disappointment can rewrite your identity. No setback can override your character unless you allow it. Most people react without thinking. They let emotions drag them like a current. But you are the captain, not the tide. Control doesn't mean life always feels good. It means life can't shake your direction. You walk through betrayal with your head high. You keep purpose when applause disappears. You speak strength into your soul when circumstances scream weakness. That is real power, not controlling the world, but refusing to let the world control you. When you accept that your mindset is your responsibility, everything shifts. Your time becomes intentional. Your energy becomes sacred. Your emotions become trained, not wild. Never again say, they made me angry, or my day is ruined. Nothing has that authority unless you hand it over. Stand firm. Choose your thoughts. Lead your emotions. Build your life from the inside out. Rise with intention every morning. Every morning the clock resets, and you face the same two paths. Rise with intention or sink into excuses. There is no neutral ground. The moment your eyes open, you're either stepping into purpose or slipping back into the same story that kept you stuck yesterday. Your first thoughts are the thermostat of your day. If you begin with hesitation, you will chase the hours. If you begin with clarity, you will command them. Most people don't lose their day at noon. They lose it in the first 10 minutes, scrolling their phone, feeding on noise, drowning in distractions. But the ones who rise with intention, they don't check their phone. They check their mind. They breathe. They focus. They set the emotional temperature before the world sets it for them. Napoleon Hill said, control over one's mind starts with a definite purpose. Without clarity, you fall into reaction. With clarity, you create direction. You don't wait to feel ready. You create readiness through movement. You create confidence through consistency. You create energy through discipline. Stop letting your mornings decide your life. Decide your mornings, and you will change your life. Ask yourself, what am I rising for? What mission pulls me out of bed? What standard have I promised myself I won't drop? Your mornings are either building your future or burying it. And the choice has always been, and will always be, yours. Your thoughts aren't harmless. They are the architects of your emotional world. Every feeling you experience, fear, anger, hope, confidence, begins with a thought you accepted. Most people wake up anxious, not because life is bad, but because their thoughts are undisciplined. They react with anger, not because people are difficult, but because their inner dialogue is chaotic. One negative thought repeated becomes a belief. A belief repeated becomes a habit. A habit becomes your emotional home. If your mind is filled with fear, your world feels dangerous. If your mind is filled with doubt, your life feels stuck. But if your mind is filled with clarity, order, and intention, you become strong where others break. You become what you think about. Not sometimes, always. You can't afford to treat thoughts casually. Your mind is not a hotel where every thought gets a room. You must be the gatekeeper. Ask every thought, do you serve my purpose? Do you weaken my focus? Do you belong here? If the answer is no, escort it out. Mastering your thoughts doesn't mean eliminating negative ones. It means refusing to let them build a home in your mind. Strong minds don't avoid dark thoughts. They overpower them. Gratitude is a weapon. Vision is a weapon. Truth is a weapon. Use them. Your emotional atmosphere is not an accident. It is designed by you through repetition, pattern, and daily mental leadership. You either train your thoughts or your thoughts train you. No one sees the silent wars you fight, the sleepless nights, the heavy thoughts, the battles inside your mind. But because you see them, you are the one who can change them. Misery becomes a cycle, a pattern, a habit, a loop. And cycles don't break with time. They break with decision. You must be brutally honest with yourself. Are you feeding your pain or fighting it? Most people protect their comfort zone. They numb themselves with noise, scrolling, distractions, but nothing changes until you choose discomfort over denial. Self-rescue doesn't mean life stops hurting. It means you stop surrendering. It means getting up when you want to hide. Speaking truth to your fears even when your voice shakes. Cutting off excuses that keep you small. Turning off the noise feeding your doubts. Leading yourself forward one small step at a time. You don't need perfection, you need honesty. You don't need certainty, you need courage. You don't need outside approval, you need self-respect. Pain may not be your fault, but healing is your responsibility. Look in the mirror. That is the one person who can decide, I'm not staying here. That is your rescue. That is your power. That is where your new life begins.